Hey everyone, I'm Tassinix, and you may already know me as a content creator for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where I'm duking it out at the top ranks of the 1 versus 1 competitive mode, Grand Arena Championship. If you weren't with me in my last video, I was telling you guys about a game I've recently gotten into and been having a lot of fun over the last couple of months. It's a fantastic time to get into it yourself and start a new account because you have the opportunity to get some exclusive rewards through me. And of course, I am speaking of none other than Raid Shadow Legends. Guys, in the last video, I was telling you about using my QR code or the link in the description of this video to redeem and get this exclusive reward set. Let me go ahead and blow this up for you so you can see that QR code and scan it easily. And when you do start a new account with it, you are going to immediately get the legendary champion, Tholen Foulbeard, who I covered in detail in the previous video, so go back and check that out if you hadn't seen it, because I also cover the other characters that you get in this package. At level 10, you'll get the epic champion, Stag Knight. At level 20, the epic champion, Ugo. And then my favorite support I've run into so far, at level 30, the epic champion, Tagore. Also, within the first 48 hours of creating your account, you are eligible to redeem one of 2 promo codes for another legendary character. These are 2 of the strongest champions that Raid has ever handed out for free. The first one is Pelops the Victor, who you can get with the redemption code Super Victory. So check that one out. I also talked about this one in detail in the last video. The other character that you can check out, you'll redeem the code WRATH to check out Grand Oak Padrig. He's a support. The first one is a tank. So again, if you want to see the details about all of that, check out the last video. The purpose of this video, though, is to tell you about some of the other things in Raid that have been keeping me busy. So let me go ahead and shrink this back down so it's not consuming the whole screen. And yeah, let's go ahead. So I was telling you last time a bit about the base. You have the mine that is passively giving you gems. There's another one. You're buying goodies out of the market, upgrading different parts of your roster passively at the Great Hall. The Forge, you're making stuff like to upgrade your characters. Altar of Souls is another layer of progressing your character. So you have ranks unlocking stars on characters, right? Then you can ascend and color those in and basically increase the stats per number of stars. That's called Ascension, right? So Ascension here, like you can see that I've got Tagore ascended, so his stars are all purple, all the way through 5 stars, as opposed to this character, who's still missing that last star ascended, right? Above Ascension, you can also use the Altar of Souls to awaken a character, and that adds the final layer of star-based progression. So that's just a few layers of, stuff to do just with the star levels on these characters, right? As far as the Guardian Ring, this just remains the favorite feature of my base because I've upgraded, as you can see, 3 of these slots all the way, and so passively, I've got 5 characters upgrading at all times. I think it's just an amazing feature. I wish Galaxy Heroes had that. Now, as far as what are you doing in here every day? How am I keeping myself busy? Yeah, let's talk about, well, I guess before we talk about the quests, here are your playtime rewards. So as soon as you're 5 minutes in, you're getting some silver, just a bit of currency to push you along. You're getting rewards every so many minutes thereafter, all the way to 3 hours out of playtime to get these extra tokens that you can use in Arena for more battles. It's nice because you're getting bits of rewards from every arena battle that you're winning. That's something that you might not actually be used to if you're coming from Galaxy of Heroes, right? It's just you're playing it for the love of the game. You actually get stuff for that. Anyways, I, as a PC user, can just turn this game on, get stuff that I need to get done in this game, around the house, whatever else I need to be doing, and the whole time I'm going to accrue these playtime rewards. You see here at 60 minutes, you get more energy, which is just going to push you along. There's so much to do in this game, completely free to play. Next, let me tell you about the quests. All right, you've got these daily quests, 7 of them. They're really easy. I can get them done in a few minutes every day. And you might think, wow, then I guess you're just bored after that, right? No, not really. You have an advanced set of quests that also refreshes every 24 hours. These take a little bit more time to do, so it's something to get done on a daily basis. You also see if you complete all of the advanced quests, you get even more energy. So that's something I really like about this daily quest system is if you're completing most or all of it, you're getting more energy to go and do other things that you want to do. Like all the stuff for the quest gives you rewards that are useful to you, so you wanted them anyway. And then when you do that, it's like, okay, here's some more energy. Go and play on further. So I really like that. Now, I knocked out a couple fights against the Demon Lord, which is one of the low-level guild raids here earlier, so that's another advanced quest done. But you see that I got the dailies done early. I'm getting most, some of the advance. The weekly, I'm well on the way to maxing out, and you get a rare champion summoning crystal there. Monthly, you can see that you get a legendary one. I love that. We'll open one of those in just a few minutes. So that's all stuff that's keeping me busy. The next thing I wanted to show you here is the tavern. So when you're talking about customization for a character, this is where you're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Ascension, like I said before, is where you're upgrading the stats per star level. Skills is where you're plugging in, these tomes and upgrading the ranks. You don't get to control which ranks get upgraded when you plug in the tomes. So it could be a project if you're a little unlucky, but otherwise it's an okay, fair system. And then rank is how you increase the actual star level. So you have to have them, fully maxed out in terms of their level. Like if you want to go from level, you want to go from 5 stars to 6 stars, you got to take the character to level 50. And then when you sacrifice the number of characters or chickens required, in this case it's 5, then the character resets to level 1, but now you can go up to level 60 because you're a 6-star character. So that's just another layer I wanted to show about the progression. Over here in the champion view, this is where we're talking about what you know in Galaxy of Heroes as mods. Raid Shadow Legends calls them artifacts. You can get them from a variety of means. You can get them very easily by doing campaign mode missions, which, by the way, campaign mode's pretty fun. There's a story to it. It's voiced over, so there's an actual lore to Raid Shadow Legends as you play it through. I thought that's nice. You can see at certain stages you can farm artifacts of certain types that you want, but later, outside of the campaign, as I'll show you, there are dungeons that you can farm to go after certain sets. And then beyond that, when you go into raids and earn rewards from raids, you can get set types that are exclusively and only from these boss raids. So you've got basic sets here, like life, offense, defense, speed, crit chance, crit damage, stuff like that. But if I scroll towards the bottom here, we'll start seeing more advanced set types. I just want to highlight a couple that are favorites of mine. You've got Cruel, which is a 2-piece set. You get 15% attack, and you ignore 5% of the enemy's defense. I like combining that with Lethal. That's a 4 set that I get from raid content, right? Like end boss content, not from daily repeatable missions. But this is 10% more crit chance, and you ignore 25% of the enemy's defense. That does stack with the 5% from the 2-piece Cruel bonus, 30% of the opponent's defense. And yeah, on a per-piece basis, the stats are kind of random, right? So the more of a set type you'll see, the better chance of finding exactly the stats you want. But, there's a progression system to these artifacts as well. You open this up, they have their own star levels. They have their own ascension where you're improving the stats per star. You can enchant them and further augment the stats that you already have, increasing the amounts of them. And then you can actually rework the mod, which will change the stats on them. You can see the Chaos Dust here. I can rework what the Ascended bonus stat is. When you ascend a piece of gear, you'll get like a bonus stat here. You see one of these purple stats? You can actually rework that a certain number of times if you have the materials. I only have 2 Chaos Dust and I need 3 to do it. But if I did, I could re-roll this resistance roll on this fantastic piece of attacker's gear. And I could get something like any of these other stats that you see listed in purple. Attack percent, flat attack, any of those would be fine. Health, defense, those would be middling choices, right? but you can see the level of customization there on the character's stars, on the artifacts that they're wearing. You've got my sum total of stats. Oh yeah, and in addition to your main 6 artifact slots, you've got a neck, a ring, and a banner piece, all just giving out varied stats, different effects. Just really cool. Look at that. Yeah, more. This is a max roll that I got here on this attack. That's nice. I've been improving the gear on Ezio because he is the main driver of damage on my arena team. Been having a lot of fun with him. Okay, as far as showing you some of the other content. Ooh, we got another level up on the Guardian Ring. Yeah, so this is the campaign mode I mentioned earlier. You're going to start here. You'll be on normal mode. You're going to press through all these missions. And like I said, they're voiced over. I don't want to spoil it for you. You'll see them for yourself. It's kind of a neat campaign. And as you're going through this, you're getting rewards at certain intervals here. So you have the incentive to play through these missions anyway. And you're going to get goodies just handed out to you as you go. So that's the first thing, is campaigns. Dungeons is where I do a lot of my daily grinding. All right. Twins Fortress gives you materials that you'll need for the Altar of Souls. That'll, so you can unlock those red stars over the Ascension. You've got all of these different colored keeps. You've got green for the Spirit Keep, white for Arcane, purple for Void, red for Force, and blue for Magic. All of these are giving materials that you need for Ascensions on characters. The Minotaur's Labyrinth is giving out materials you need to increase the masteries on your characters. Every character has a talent tree. Let me go back and show you real quick. Show you. This is where it is. Yeah, masteries. So you have these talent trees: offense, defense, support. And I'm not sure these are optimized, but I've kind of picked these out as I've been going. And I'm satisfied that my build is hitting pretty hard so far. But you have to earn the materials to buy the different ranks of these masteries, and you get those out of the Minotaur's Lair. So that's another one I'll spend a lot of time in. You've got Ice Golem's Peak, Dragon's Lair, Fire Knight Castle. These are going to give, and Spider's Den. These are all giving out accessories like the ring, neck, banner, or actual artifact types. And it'll tell you when you go in, what are the possible drops. You'll have, it'll tell you the rank of the drop that you can get depending on the difficulty that you're clearing. It's a really clear system. I really enjoy that. And you can see right now that there's a bonus event for the Fire Knight's Castle. Just to show you real quick, I'll run one. Let you see what this type of raid is. So you'll have these successive waves, and then the boss in the end. I really enjoy just letting this run in the background. I'll have it up on my other screen while I'm doing some work, watching this animate. I'll also have the music on. I recommend that when you're playing this. The music for the game is absolutely beautiful. I just don't want it to mess with this, I don't have it on for my recording. But yeah, that's the Fire Knight's Castle. Last, you have in here the Sand Devil's Necropolis and the Phantom Shogun's Grove. These are giving you the materials that you need to do ascensions on your artifacts that I was showing you just a minute ago. Now, in the arena, I showed that in the last video. This is your daily, champion arena, so I can just fight players at will here. You've got the tag team arena, where you're setting 3 different squads of 3 characters, and you're matching them up, head to head, right? So you pick a matchup, and it'll execute each line against each other in a separate battle. Just another layer of content. Let's see here. The next thing I wanted to show you are, challenges. So this is where they have these events. These are going to rotate every few weeks. You're going to do quests that you specifically find in here, and you're also just going to get rewarded doing stuff that you were, again, going to do anyway. And if you want to buy and upgrade the pass, you'll get additional rewards. There's a couple tracks to it. It's pretty nice. These challenges are also, let's see, you've got, all these ones upgrading champions. I've been progressing through these. The last couple things I want to mention. Missions. You've got this basic set called the Arbiter missions. where I've already progressed through almost all of them. We're actually on the one right now to fuse this Justiciar. So that should be fun. And then I'm about to unlock a new set of missions in here. Once I finish all 75 of those, then I move on to this other mission set, the Ramantu missions, and then eventually the Marius missions. But this is months or years of content. And again, just like the campaigns, every few missions or so that you complete, you're getting an extra reward here along this track at the bottom of the screen. So fusion is something that I briefly showed last time. This is in the summoning portal, right? You're going to come here, and since it's time for me to do this anyway, I'm going to fuse this Justiciar character. We're going to select the 4 characters required. I've already ground up these characters, ascended them for 3 stars, and leveled them all to 30. So those are the requirements to use them here. Plug them all in, and there, the button fuse appears. We hit it. We've got the silver to make it. Boom. All right, Justiciar's online. We see this mission's complete. I get some more goodies. Nice. Another legendary crystal, summoning crystal. Wow. And here we are. We're in this next and final set, I think, of Arbiter missions. That's going to be fun. I wonder what that looks like at the end of the track. Oh, wow. There's even a part 4 of just the Arbiter. Guys, this is years of content just in the first leg of these missions. Okay, so let's talk about first a quick reminder about my clan. We've already had a few people join. It's Tassinix Gaming. If you're interested in starting this game, you create a new account, come and join me. You know, I'm just figuring things out. If you have previous experience or you know more about this game, I'm happy to learn from you. But if you're interested in getting your feet wet, you want to play along with me, by all means, come and join my clan. That said, let me go ahead and open up a couple of these crystals, just as a bonus for you guys tuning in this far, yeah? I think it's always fun to see. We have a guaranteed champion event. Maybe we'll get lucky, maybe not. Let's open up with this Ancient Shard first. We're getting purple character, wow. Oscarl, okay. So we got lucky there. That's epic, whereas I usually would be getting a blue, a rare grade. Nice, nice. All right, 2 sacred shards. We've got enough currency to open them both. Here we go. Rolling it. Okay, we got an epic. Looks dope. Sir Artemage. Okay. All right. Have to look into him a bit later. I love the art on these characters. The way that they reflect light. That is fantastic. All right, who do we got? Give me a good one. Give me a good one. Okay, this guy looks dope. Galkut, another Orgrin. Okay, I don't have too many of these guys, so that's helpful. Oh yeah, you know those advanced missions. One of those is to do faction wars. So this is where you have the incentive to develop each faction. Because you're going to need a certain strength of unit. Like, let's say I'm stuck on this battle because I have, you know, a couple moderately strong elves, but then some really weak ones. And so I've been struggling to clear this. So it's nice to develop some depth on a per faction basis. This is rotating every day. You see, I can do, what, two factions today? And I can exhaust all these keys on it. Oh, yeah, and there's another reward I just picked up. It's been nice. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. You're curious to give it a go. Again, let me go ahead and highlight my QR code. Go ahead and give that a scan, or use the link in the description to this video to create your own new Raid Shadow Legends account. Again, that's on PC, Apple, iPhone. I've been having a great time so far. Come and join me. Let's see what this game's all about. And until next time, it's been real. It's been awesome. It's been real awesome. Take care.